You alright there?
You're always hot. Dude, he's always overheating. It doesn't really matter.
Welcome back. It's me, Bonds.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Eric.
It's hot in here.
This is the Exposed Wire.
This is the Exposed Wire podcast, everybody.
Take off all your clothes.
This would be technically our 10th episode.
This is going to be episode number 10, guys.
Wow.
We've been building up steam all along.
We really haven't. It honestly sounds like we're getting less and less energetic per episode.
No, that's you.
No, that's you. Well,
Anyways, Josh.
Yeah.
Has there been any shows or movies that you've been watching recently?
What have I been doing? I mean, I've been just watching like The 100. I've been watching The Office. I've been watching Parks and Rec.
it's a pretty good show. I liked it.
It's pretty good. For some reason, I just couldn't stick with it.
Why? Is it because they're in space and they go to Earth?
It's nothing. It's nothing to do with that.
It's hard.
A good show. I just can't get into it, honestly.
It's hard to watch 20-year-olds pretend to be 16-year-olds and have 16-year-olds problems.
It's semi part of the problem.
Or maybe they're like
granted,
20.
Granted, I tried watching it back in high school.
Maybe they're like 25.
My senior year of high school.
But yeah, it's hard to watch them have their not 16-year-old problems, but them also argue like realistic 16-year-olds. I made it like into season 4 right now. Season 1 was really hard to get through because they're supposed to be like people that are under 18 and under, right?
Yeah, so it's 18 and under.
Since they're
under 18.
Since they're trying to be that, listening to them fight like that
and have their stupid arguments.
Yes, when you know there's way more going on in the background of the show, but it's because they are kids. You're like, come on, just drop it, move past it, come on. Everything that you did up in space is now in comparison to you being on the ground because you got to survive. The laws of space don't apply to the laws of the ground.
Yeah, what is it? So Clark's the leader.
Yeah, and Bellamy is the
asshole.
He starts off as an ass, and you respect him way more and more as the show goes on because he's making tough calls.
I know, right?
Real tough ones.
You really like him. You like Clark in the beginning too.
You like her in the beginning, but it's hard to agree with her because of one thing that she won't let go, which within like the first 2 episodes they keep touching on it. It's like the death of her father.
Dad. Yeah.
She won't let go.
She won't let it go.
But I understand the not letting it go part. It's the constantly need to be bringing it up.
Like every other episode.
It didn't even feel like every other episode. It felt like every 20 minutes that they needed for her to be upset about it for the longest time. It was really hard to make it through that. But not saying that she doesn't keep it entertaining after like she gets past that. Clark gets a lot better as a character.
Yeah, she starts to develop like her own thing. That moves, eventually she'll move past her father's death. Yeah. Why didn't you get into the show?
100?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just couldn't stick with it. For some reason, it turned me off completely and I couldn't keep watching it. I can't remember how far I got. Like I said, I watched it back when I was in high school.
Just because they were, like kids your age?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm okay with watching.
Their problems are all dumb.
Partly because their problems were stupid. The age had nothing to do with it. I mean, I watch anime that has like 14 and 13-year-olds in it, but I would not be able to tell you why I couldn't stick with it. I liked it, I just didn't stick with it.
You probably just didn't like the characters.
Probably
didn't.
I cannot remember any of the characters' names, nor what their bigger problems were. I just know that I didn't like it. If you tell me a name, I probably wouldn't remember a face.
Okay, so it's been that long for you.
It's been a while.
So basically, there's Clark, Bellamy, and Octavia.
Don't remember any of them.
Yeah, they're kind of like... So the premise is all the parents send the kids...
Oh yeah, I remember the premise.
Earth has been uninhabitable for years.
And they send the kids to Earth to find out if it's habitable or not.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I remember that.
And they're all wondering,
exactly,
are they all gonna die when they get there? Because they didn't know if the ship would even survive.
How long were they away from the planet for?
100 years, I think.
Like 100 or something.
That's right. It was
like...
Was it 100 years?
It was the generation before them, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was like,
so not their parents, but the grandparents.
Yeah. It was almost like that. It was either the generation before them or their great-grandfathers, basically. that were sent up in space, but they weren't up there too long.
Yeah, it was like 100 years or something more.
For nuclear war, you'd think that they'd be stuck up there for way longer than that.
It takes 200 years for radiation to go away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but apparently, because they were up in space so long,
they were exposed to
solar radiation, so therefore making them, or cosmic radiation, whichever the one they chose to go with in the show.
Yeah.
But
it boosted up their like
immunity.
Yeah. So they didn't get affected like when they got back to Earth.
I can't remember if I got that far, so all you're saying is going right over my head.
Because they had a couple generations to develop in space,
they just gained immunity from it?
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
Yeah, because their bodies got used to it.
Their bodies can process solar radiation or cosmic radiation.
Or something like that.
And how many generations was this?
Like
4?
4, at least.
I don't think 4 is going to cut it to
build
immunity.
Basically, your great-grandfather couldn't handle it, but you can.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm just saying I think it'd take more than 4 years to gain immunity over solar radiation.
Generations.
4 generations, sorry.
I mean, they don't have immunity over
like everything.
All the radiation, like
their body can process majority of it.
Later on in the series, there's like season 4 they touch on, I think. It's when they start going towards, well, we settled our problem with the people of the ground.
Yeah.
Now there's a huge radiation storm about to sweep the planet, and basically we're dead in 6 months if we don't fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a big ass thing.
Like, they can survive some radiation, the base level of radiation. But if it spikes for any god knows reason,
yeah, they're not surviving.
They're gonna drop.
My favorite part in that entire series is the people that live underground.
People live underground?
Yeah, in the mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, that reminded me of like Fallout.
That was a very Fallout thing.
Yeah, which was funny.
I mean, do you think that's what the Fallout TV show would be like?
I don't know. I don't know. That's weird.
Like, they don't have any monsters in the TV show.
Right.
But, well, I mean, I guess they have like weird pumas running around.
Yeah, they have weird animals still around.
But it's not like they're grotesque to the point of like a death claw in Fallout.
Yeah, nothing like that.
It's
more like people.
People are the worst things to run into in this TV show, I'd assume. But like the monsters or the creatures of the world
are nothing.
Man is the most dangerous animal.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Did somebody write that down? He said something that is very inspiring. I'm gonna write that down and get that tattooed on me.
You're talking about me?
Yes. Man is the most dangerous animal.
I mean, I'm not the first person to say that.
No way. No, you said that. It's you. Quote him on that. Josh, man is the most dangerous animal.
Okay. Just out of left field with just
no. It makes sense.
War never changes. What?
Oh, that's the thing in Fallout 4. Your character in the beginning, he's like, war never changes.
It kind of does.
It kind of does with all the nuclear war because now there's no more war.
Yeah. Although
there's still a war.
We're getting better tech, actually. War kind of changed.
Yeah, all our guns became automated.
Our guns became faster. Our booms became bigger.
My boomstick.
Boom!
Every time I play Halo, every time I get the shotgun, I'm like, it's my boomstick. This is my boomstick.
What do you guys prefer, Parks and Rec or Office? The Office.
Office. I don't know. I never really watched Parks and Rec.
I'm not a big fan of either, but I would have to say Parks and Rec.
Good. It's a lot better.
I never watched Parks and Rec. I don't think I really gave it a chance.
Parks and Rec is better in a sense. They're both ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
They both struggle in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Parks and Rec is less annoying.
Yes. In my mind, it came down to that. And I made it through most of both of them. I still need to finish off that last season of The Office and finish off this last season of Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Parks and Rec a lot.
Is it because Chris Pratt is in there?
Maybe.
Because Chris Pratt is...
Whoa.
When he was doing Parks and Rec, he was actually pretty chubby.
You pants to Chris Pratt right now?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Maybe later.
When he was recording Parks and Rec, he wasn't as fit as he was when he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah, because Guardians of the Galaxy, they needed him to get fit.
Yeah, they needed him to get fit. In Parks and Rec, they just picked him up and started recording.
Wasn't he a new actor when he started?
I think he was.
No, not new.
But he was like still unknown.
I mean, that's probably in most people's mind's eye his debut as an actor.
More so, he got.
But Nick Offerman, though, anything he does in that show is phenomenal.
Every time I saw him on the show, he was just like always the most serious, pissed off guy in that show.
Oh, Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
I love Ron Swanson.
Nick Offerman is the best.
He's my hero.
He's a lot better than, oh God, who could you compare him to in The Office?
Nobody.
Yeah, there's no one.
There's nobody.
No. You probably compare him to Stanley.
Stanley
was always more serious, and then
he was a no-nonsense guy, but he didn't have like... he did have a couple things. I was like, no, not doing that. Or the camera turn. Just
the thing is that Ron Swanson would try his best to not put up with anybody's bullshit.
But neither does
Stanley.
Stanley, yeah.
Yeah, when Michael was making some dumb comment, like he was being really dumb.
They didn't give Stanley enough time, maybe.
What do you mean?
I mean, Ron Swanson has plenty of time. Maybe Stanley. Maybe Stanley needed more time.
Stan Lee was in The Office?
That
Yes.
old guy.
That old
I'm
guy?
telling
You're just going to refer to him as that old guy now?
Well,
not even like...
Old comic book man.
Old comic book man in The Office.
Listen, Stanley was great, but Stanley needed more time.
That's true. But yeah, there was one episode where Michael's just being so dumb, and he was just making some random comments, and then Stanley just blew up in it.
Went off on him, yeah. I remember that one.
It was like a meeting or something.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And then Michael got all hurt in that episode. He was like, everyone, leave. I need to talk to him alone.
I remember that, but I feel like...
That was only one good episode.
Maybe because Stanley wasn't the boss or anything, he didn't have as much pull because he had to put up with everyone's bullshit in a sense, but he had to just roll his eyes at it. He didn't like, get away from me. Don't touch me. Get the hell off my property. Like, he couldn't do that. He could just only go like, whatever, I'm gonna collect my paycheck by the end of this week anyway and get the hell out of here when I retire.
Yeah.
Like, he had a good thing going for him. Don't get me wrong. Stanley was strong. He was a strong, solid character, but he couldn't push a person away as effectively as Ron Swanson, and that made Ron Swanson way more funnier.
Yeah. Didn't Ron get like, he was angry with somebody like the entire run of the series?
No,
with everybody.
He was pretty much with everyone, had the same emotional level of anger. There was one person you could say that he hated, and that was his ex-wife.
Oh.
That's true.
I never watched the shows.
Oh my
Honestly,
God. I would say watch it just for Ron Swanson's bits.
Just for him.
Just for him.
It's like if they made Stanley a show just for him.
Okay.
But then for some reason the Michael character just gets up on Stanley just as much.
Okay.
But instead they flip Michael to a girl.
Oh yeah, that was the one difference. Huh.
Yeah.
They changed. Yeah. I remember at the beginning of The Office, they were trying to copy the UK version.
Yeah, but UK's comedy is not as... It's dry. It's really dry and not...
Our sense of comedy between them is very different.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they have a separate Impractical Jokers.
Oh, do they?
They have a UK Impractical Jokers.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
What did found it a while ago when I was watching Impractical Jokers. I was doing it by some other means and found a UK version of it. Watched a couple episodes. It's okay, just not as funny.
A little dry humor, or well,
basically that's the best way.
Not American humor.
Yeah,
there's a very weird standard to American style, and when you get out of it and you see everyone else's stuff, you really go, oh man, we're a bit brutal. we're a bit obvious and brutal.
Oh my God, there really is an Impractical Jokers UK.
Where they